Absolutely. So what are the steps that they should do? Some best practices before directly starting to use Gridle. And so on and so forth. So those are some of the things that we will be seeing right now. So we should be expecting an email in 1 sec.
All right.
Yeah. So another thing is that most of the people when they sign up, they don't necessarily set up their accounts, right? So they directly go into the step where they start using proposals and they start using leads and so on and so forth. And because they do all of that, they are not able to properly use Gridle, right? So just give me 1 sec over here. So I just show you once I log in and how does this happen. So just 1 sec.
I see more people are joining on Facebook. So hello, everybody. Right now, we are showing you how it looks when you will be setting up your first Gridle account. And then we'll be showing you how it will look when you already are using Gridle, you have data there, and how to leverage to the fullest. So yeah, she's right now creating a new account.
Yeah. For some reason, the fake mail generator is not working.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Because the thing is, since we've been building this platform, we've tested the platform fairly heavily. And so because of that, I'm all out of all the accounts that I have.
All right, so let's improvise. Let's start with the account where you have data, and then we'll see if we can show the blank account too.
Sure, let's do that. That's fine as well. So 1 sec, let me just log in.
By the way, guys, you were asking so many questions. I was putting together a Q&A, and already I have got around 30 questions there. So if you have questions, guys, send it right into me. It can be DM, it can be a comment, but we'll be answering them in the end of this webinar.
Awesome. So basically, when you log into Gridle, once you've used it for a couple of weeks, this is how it will look like, right? So on the dashboard itself, you'll be able to see a quick summary of your financing as of now, how much amount do you have outstanding, what is overdue, what is collected, how many leads are in which stage as well, and then what are the stages of different proposals. So this basically kind of gives you an overview of where your agency or organization stands as of now in terms of finances, in terms of sales, and in terms of proposals as well. An interesting aspect of this screen is that if you scroll down a bit, one of the things that we've done is we've built these static cards, right? So the key thing that we believe is that us and our users are in partnership. And so we want to work with them where they can easily click and share feedback with us. They can report an issue. They can join our Facebook community. We have a separate Facebook community where we talk about which feature should we build next. We bounce around ideas, the things that we are working with. They can take a quick look at what our product roadmap looks like, whether if they want custom solutions, if they have any specific feature requests. They can also access our knowledge base, look at the agency university as well that we are building. And some of the other cases to find out how other people are using, right? So this dashboard essentially is not just about reporting how your business is working, but also from the sense of how can you engage with us as a product company to make sure that us and you grow together, right? Firstly, I'll take you to the settings bit because that's the most important part. So before you start using the product, right there and then, what I would encourage you to do is to add all the details about your organization right here in the settings page. So once you go to the settings page, you'll be able to give a name to your workspace. So workspace is a lot of times what happens is that the legal entity of the organization and the brand with which you are out there in the market is different. So the client may not recognize what legal entity do you run. However, the brand that you have could be different from that. So you can give that as your workspace name, the legal name of the company, a dark and a light version of your logo, along with what your brand color is, right? So the core brand color, if you put it over here, it will reflect in your proposals and invoices and so on and so forth. The address of the company, what format of dates do you want? There are different formats that you can choose from. What time format do you work in, and what is your time zone, right? So all of this is important because we send out a lot of emails that are time sensitive, in the sense that the proposal may be expiring or the reminders may be due, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
So make sure that you fill this out diligently. The next part that I want to show you in the settings bit is adding other people who are a part of your organization, right? Now, a good practice, without starting to just start inviting users, a better practice is to create roles first, right? So when you sign up, you'll have an admin role by default, and then you can create different roles. So as an example, I've created accounts, I've created sales, and I've created a sub-admin as a role. So when you click on, let's say, accounts as a role, the person who handles accounts, of course, has the view of customers, has view of invoices, can see, of course, all the items. However, does not have view in leads, payments, and proposals, right? So you can create new roles depending on the kind of people that you're working with and the kind of access that you may want to offer them as well. So once you've created all those roles, inviting users becomes really easy, right? So inviting users is just click on the user invite, add their email address, choose a role, which could be all the 4 that we could have selected, and then just send an invite, right? So once you click on the invite the user button, it will shoot an email with a verification link to the user, and that user can directly join, right? So
okay, so users can be sales reps, for example, administrators, and so on.
Absolutely, because you may want to, over a period of time, you may want to generate reports depending on sales reps. You may want to generate reports depending on the clients, the realization that you've been doing, and so on and so forth. So moving on to the next bit, which is general. So these are some general settings. So as an example, you can set up all of your tax rates over here that you typically apply. Creating a new tax rate is fairly simple. Just click on new tax, give it a name, what's the percentage, and then it will apply on the invoicing bit. You can go into currencies and then you can select and create different currencies as well. In case if you're dealing with clients who are across the world, you can add all of those currencies. Now, when you will create a client, which I will show it to you later in the demo, you'll be able to assign a currency to the client at the time of creation of the client. So all the invoices, all the proposals, everything goes to that client in that particular currency. If you do not assign any currency, we will assume that the client is in base currency, right? So at the time that you sign up, please change your base currency if it is not USD. Then we move on to payment modes. I've added only one payment mode, which is bank transfer. You can add a lot more. So you can create a payment mode, which is cash. You can create a payment mode, which is through card or through an online gateway, and so on and so forth. We internally do not use tags a lot. However, you can create tags as well. So in the sense, you can create a tag. Well, let's say if you as an agency are offering 5 different services under digital marketing. So you may be offering, let's say, SEO services. You may be offering social media marketing services. You can create all of those tags over here. And then the clients that you create, or the proposals that you create, or the invoices that you create on the platform, you can just assign the tag at time of the creation so that your analytics will reflect that. So if you want to identify which channel is most profitable, then you'll be able to do that as well. Moving on to the next part of the setting, which is the feature settings, right? So we start off with invoices, where you can have a separate prefix. So in India, we use INV. You can change it according to what you want. This will give me what is the next invoice number. So I've already generated 3 invoices as an example using this platform. And what is your typical payment due date? Right? So typical payment due date, you can create over here, and you can say, okay, it's 30 days. You can also choose from these 4 different payment or the invoice number formats. And more importantly, you can create a predefined client note. So predefined client note, it's just the bank account details of, in our case, it's the bank account details. In your case, it could be anything else. You can also add some terms and conditions that you can share with your clients at the time of generating of invoices, right? And do not worry. So all of these are going to be editable at the time of generating invoices as well. So let's say if 90% of the clients need a particular client note and 10% don't, then you'll be able to edit it at the time of generating invoices as well, which I'll show in a moment. Then the next is leads. So all the different leads that we have different statuses. So you can see all the different statuses that we have. Let me just delete this status because I had created it just for testing. So yeah, just one sec. So when you go into leads, you'll be able to see all the different statuses of the leads that you have, which is closed, lost, closed won, discovery, in conversation, negotiation, and qualified leads. You can add a new lead status over here. It's as simple as giving it a status name, choosing a color, and choosing the order over here as how they will appear. Then you can also select sources, right? So you can say that, okay, I have sources that are coming in from Facebook. I have sources that are coming in from Google. I have sources that are coming in from reference and from website, right? In conversation is just a test one that we have. So we just remove that as well. So that's not required. And so basically, when you actually sit down to see all of your analytics, you can also define, you'll also be able to see how these different sources have been working for you, right? Which are the ones that have converted most clients and so on and so forth. Then we come to proposals. So proposal is fairly simple. You can have a very simple prefix and then when is it due, right? Typically, up until what time is that proposal available in effect? Payment gateway is the most interesting one. So payment gateway is currently we have payment gateway integrations with InstaMojo and Stripe checkout. However, by 15th of November, we'll be adding more payment gateways as well. Some of the most requested ones have been PayPal, Payoneer, to checkout, and so on and so forth. So all of these payment gateways also we will be adding. The labels, API details, all of these are the same ones that you get when you sign up for that payment gateway. So let's say if you're using Stripe checkout, you'll be able to get your secret key, published key, and webhook key from your Stripe account, which you just have to copy paste over here and then just click on save. Once you save, your Stripe integration is up and running. So then when you send an invoice, it will have a pay now button where a client is able to click on pay now. And it redirect them to Stripe with the amount and everything, right? So moving on to the last bit of the settings, which is fairly simple. So from PitchGround's point of view, you enter all the coupon codes that you've bought from PitchGround. They should be comma separated, and then just click on apply. When you apply, the plan name will appear over here, and that's pretty much it, right? So since it's lifetime, you don't need to add any credit card details. You don't need to upgrade. You don't need to buy it for a year. You don't need to do any of those things. Just add all the coupon codes stacked over here, which should be comma separated, and then just click apply. The workplace plan will show right here, right? So, so that's the settings bit, and I would like to highlight over here that it's very important that before you start using Gridle, you set up your account properly, right? It takes about 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, because these are just some details that you already have with yourself. But once you fill in those details, then the experience of creation of leads and customers and proposals and invoices, all of that will become very, very simple and faster, right? So firstly, let's start with leads. So leads, when you look at it, it will be listed down as a list, but the view that I prefer is Kanban, and we've gotten requests from users as well to make Kanban as a default view, because this is a great view in the sense that you are able to visualize how your complete sales pipeline looks like, right? In just one screen, which lead is currently standing at what stage, and so on and so forth. If you want to have very quick details of how your leads have been working out so far, you'll be able to click over here and get a very quick idea as well, if you are into numbers a lot. So I'll just show addition of a new lead, right? So when I click on a new lead, I'll of course enter the name. So I'll add, let's say, Udit from PitchGround, right? So I want to work with Udit a lot. So Udit at pitchground.com. I'll add his email address. Any other details that I want to add, I'll be able to add that. Most of these details are not mandatory. So if you want to add these details, it's great, because the richer data that you have as a part of your leads, the better it is. The source has been, Udit has been referred to me by someone. It's assigned to me. I'll be able to see all the other salespeople over here as well if I want to assign it to anyone else. And my status is, I've already closed the deal with PitchGround, right? So it's currently in closed one, and conversion probability is 100. It's already done. So I just save over here. And so Udit will be created as a part of the, so now Udit is a lead in my organization. I'll just edit it because I want to add the company name as well, which should be PitchGround without the space. Yeah. So I just save, and so I have now created him as a lead. Now I can send proposals to him from right here. I'll not send one right now. I'll show it to you how it's done later. But if you want, you can create new proposals and send one to him from right here as well. In case there have been contracts that have been exchanged, or any documents or images or any asset that has been exchanged between me and Udit, I'll be able to upload that over here so that I have all the relevant details of the leads in one place. I can also create a reminder. So Udit's going to be visiting our office on 1st of November. So I want to welcome him. So I'll create a reminder for 31st October saying that buy a gift for Udit as a welcome present to Ahmedabad, right? I'll also want to be emailed about this. So I'll send also an email for this reminder, and I'll save this, right? So now that reminder has been created, and when the notification has happened, this status will change to yes. I can of course edit and delete and so on and so forth. I can also create notes. So if I want to add a note saying, talk to Udit about, sharing more coupon codes. Because as I understand, we've shared fairly less coupon codes with you. So I just add a note over here. This is something that I've got to talk to him about, and I can see an activity log, right, of all the activities that have been happening with Udit on this software, right? So in just one place. So now that I have already added him as a lead, it will of course reflect over here as closed one under Udit under PitchGround, and that's the very quick kind of leads bit. If you have a lot of leads, so let's say if you are in the business where you create hundreds of leads, over months of time, and Kanban's not a great view for you, you can use lists, and then you can use our filters our different kinds of filters to be able to get to the lead that you want, right? So you can use filter by the person who's assigned to, or the status that they are in, or the source that they've been acquired through. And then we have additional filters as well, right? So this makes it easier for you to be able to find the lead that you're looking for very, very quickly and easily. I should also say that we've already built our Zapier integration, and it's currently on test. And we'll be releasing it tomorrow as well. So any CRM that you're using, whether it is ActiveCampaign or Pipedrive or Close.io, whichever CRM that you're using, with this Zapier integration, you'll be able to create a Zap wherein whenever any lead is added into that CRM, it directly comes to Gridle as well. The idea of creating that integration was basically we wanted to become that one platform for our users where everything happens in one place, right? So they don't have to go to different tools and different platforms to be able to know what is actually happening with their clients or their leads or with their organization, right? So as of tomorrow, we'll be launching the Zapier integration as well. So
exciting.
Next, yeah, absolutely. The advantage that we as an organization have is also that we've got a significantly large team. So we are able to ship products fairly faster, and we are able to accommodate requests from our users as well. So coming to customers for a bit. So let's go into one of our customers, which is, let's say, Marvel Entertainment LLC. This is the default customer that everyone will get when they sign up for Gridle. So the profile, what is the website, what is the currency, addresses, all of those things. You can also go into contacts. You can go into contacts and see who are the people on the side of the client who have been working with you, right? So as an example, I've been working with, let's say, Carol, Nick, and Peter Parker. So I'll be able to see all of that in one place as well. I can add a new contact to this customer as well if I'm introduced to someone new from the client side. Later on, as I'll be showing you the roadmap as well. Later on, these are the contacts who will be having access to the client portal as well. Right. So we are currently in process of scoping out the complete client portal. We've had great feedbacks from some of the users who had signed up on Gridle earlier on how to and what are the things that they would want in a client portal. And so these are the contacts from the client side who will be having access to the client portal as well. So moving on to, so you can create notes as well about that client. You can add descriptions, who's added, when was it added, and so on and so forth. All the invoices that you've created for that particular client are available in one place, right? Along with a quick summary as to where this customer stands. So a lot of times, if you look at an agency which is, let's say, 10 people or more, the decision maker of the agency may be getting on a call with their clients, and before that they don't know what stage is the client at. So typically what they would have to do is either they would have to ask a person or refer an Excel sheet or look through all the email conversations that they've had to find out what are the open items that are there with the clients. So with Gridle, that will happen no more. So you click on that client, go into invoices, go into proposals, you know that which proposals are currently in what stage with that client, how many invoices have been sent, and they are in what stage with that client. So this kind of empowers you as an agency owner that even though you have not been following that client's activity with your agency for whatever reason, you now are able to have a much more richer and a contextual conversation with that client, right? You'll of course be able to see all the proposals, as I said, as well, that you shared with that client, along with what dates were they shared and so on and so forth. More on this proposal and how they work in a bit. You'll be able to see all the files. So these files later on will be integrated with the client portal. So currently only you as a user or as an agency owner of Gridle are able to upload files over here. However, the idea is to create these files as kind of a folder structure area where there are a lot of exchange of assets that happen between the client and the agency, right? And so sometimes that happen over chats like Slack or so on and so forth. Sometimes that end up happening over email, and it's just disturbing how that happens. And so with this, you'll be able to offer access to the files tab and the folder structure to the clients as well. You can of course set reminders and delete. Another two key features that we are bringing into this client management are one is that you'll also be able to get a statement or a ledger. So instead of going into invoices and proposals, you'll also be able to get a statement of all the transactions that you had with that customer over the last, let's say, 3 months or 6 months or whatever time that you choose. So that's one key feature that we're building as well. And second is a sub part of invoices, which I'll explain in a bit, but which is credit note, which we'll talk about in a moment, right? So that's the customer piece. Moving on to proposals, which is really the core of what we are doing. The whole idea behind Gridle is to help agencies close sales faster, right? And so it reduce their turnaround times. So of course, the proposals that you've created, you'll be able to see them in list view, or you can see them in Kanban view as well. Unfortunately, we do not allow you to edit all of these statuses in the Kanban view of proposal. So in leads, you could change your statuses in sales pipeline, because as we understand it, the process for every company could be very different. But in proposal, since we have to generate analytics, there are only these 5 statuses that are possible, right? So it is draft, sent, opened, revised, or declined, right? So these are the only 5 statuses that are possible as of now with Gridle. So in Kanban view, you get one view of where your proposals stand. Of course, in list view, you'll be able to apply filters as well. If you've already used Gridle to the extent where you sent enough proposals that just a simple search is not enough. So you can also filter them by their statuses, sale agent, whatever the status might be, and so on and so forth. So let's go into creation of a proposal, right? So let's create a new proposal. Firstly, it will ask you what is this proposal related to? So is it related to a lead or a customer? So I want to send a proposal to Udit. So I choose lead because he's not yet my customer. Or rather, okay, so I'll just add Udit over here. So I've selected Udit, and then on the next stage, I directly land onto creation of the proposal, right? Now, the core thing to remember over here is that we have a rich HTML editor over here. So you'll be able to use and create anything and everything that you are able to typically do in your Google Docs or in your Microsoft Word. So it's a very, very rich HTML creator. You can create tables, you can of course put in images and so on and so forth. However, if you don't want to create your own proposal from scratch, what you can do is you can import one of the existing ones, right? So just as a simple act as clicking of a particular template, you'll be able to import all of this. One of the key things that we recommend is that you use merge fields when you're designing proposals as much as possible, right? So we know that logo of the company does not change, at least for a couple of quarters or a couple of years. However, we still recommend that you use it with a merge field, because at a time when you do, you don't want to go back to all of your proposals, because these are living documents, right? So you don't want to go back to all of your proposals and change those logos again. Similarly, who has this been prepared for, and so on and so forth. So if you click over here, you'll get a list of all the merge fields that we offer to be added in the proposal. So from your company name to email signature to terms and conditions URL, whatever that you can actually conceptualize have been created as merge fields, and you can just add them by clicking them over here. So the proposal that I've created, firstly, what I want to do is I want to give a little bit more detail to the proposal. So I want to name it as, let's say, this proposal is for, I want to offer marketing. Apparently, does not need marketing services, but I want to offer marketing services to Udit, right? So let's say this is for marketing services. It's for lead Udit. It's going to the company PitchGround. This is the email, phone number. If I want to add, I can add. This date, which is 5th of November, it comes from the settings that we had earlier created, right? Where we had said that a proposal will be valid for 7 days and no more. However, if you know that the client is traveling, or for whatever reason that the client is going to take 15 days or 20 days, you can change the date by just clicking over the calendar icon over here. You can also assign the proposal internally to a particular person, right? Which means that all the relevant notifications which will go to that particular person in your organization as well. If you want to see an address of the client and some advanced options, so I want to save these changes. So these changes have been saved now. And now I'll be able to see the complete proposal, this template of the proposal. As you can see, it is very, very rich in the sense of the things that you can do, the images that you can add, the background colors, and the things that you can also do. So one exciting thing, so two things over here, right? So one is that we're also building a video embed feature. Because in this day and age, you may want to add your customer testimonial videos into your proposals, which your potential clients can just click and view as well, right, within itself. And the second key thing to remember over here is that while we have 7 templates today, we will be adding at least 2 templates every week, right? And so there are more templates that are coming your way as a part of the proposal feature as well. You may want to also use the proposal items feature, right? So this is the rich HTML editor that I want to talk about. So you can just add a proposal. I'm sorry. You can insert an item table over here, right here, and you can create and update an item table, right? So you can. So I'll be explaining how the items work in some time after the proposal flow ends, but these are some of the items that I've already created as a part of our general offering that we do, right? So let's say if you are a technology company, you may be offering mobile application development services and web development services. So you can say, okay, I'll be charging, let's say, $20 an hour for my Android developer, $25 an hour for my iOS developer. And so you can create all of that as items in your item table. And then when you are sending a proposal, you essentially just need to click and add that, right? So it gets added. So as an example, we offer 5 graphic designs for $50 dollars. So it's added over here. And then I have the option to add whatever discount that I want as well. So I just say save proposal items. So this is updated in the proposal now. So it will go along with this proposal to the client as a separate field as well. We can also look at elements. So these are some of the elements that we offer. So if you want to have a 3-column layout, you just click on the 3-column layout and that will be added over here as well. So these are the 3 columns that you can create as a part of the proposal itself. If you want to add a table, if you want to add images, you'll be able to add that as well of different sizes that you may want. It's as simple as just clicking on update image, uploading that image from your computer and putting it over here, right? So as an example, I was just sharing a couple of screenshots. So I just do that. So I can upload the image over here itself. I can also add 2-column layouts that I want. I can also add tables and so on and so forth. Next, we'll be moving on to the text as well. So we have different elements that you can add as a part of your text. So you may want to have add a heading, a subheading, paragraph, essentially anything and everything that you can have as a different combination of your product. You'll be able to add that over here. And of course, if you don't want to do that, you can always go back to our templates and then add a particular template as well. So once the proposal is done, you just click very simply on save and the proposal is already updated. You go back to the Gridle, the page, and then you'll be able to, then you have the option to send it to Udit as well. So this has been saved now. I can also send this proposal, right? Just give me 1 sec. I think I'm seeing your face over here. So yeah. Yeah, so you can also send the proposal to the client that you're talking about. Once you click on send, what this does is it initiates an email from Gridle to that client saying that, hey, you know, Yash has shared this proposal. So Udit must be receiving an email from me right now regarding marketing services. And so the status has already changed to sent now. The Udit can then also add comments, which I will be seeing over here, or I can add comments myself. So let me add a comment saying, this is a demo proposal, please don't act, right? And then I can add whatever I want as a comment as well. Over here, I can create an internal reminder if and when I want to be reminded about this proposal as well. So in case if I want to set a follow-up reminder for myself, I can of course again add notes and then track whether Udit has opened this proposal or not. So as it turned out, as of now, Udit has at least not opened this proposal. And then so the email has been opened or not, and then you can also see whether it has been viewed or not, right? So whether Udit has clicked on that link and gone through the proposal or not. Right? So that's also available. You can similarly go to previous proposals that you've created, and then and then you have all the options that we just discussed. You can attach a file with a proposal. You can again send an email. You can copy this proposal if you created previous proposals, and then you want to resend a similar proposal to another client, or you can change its status as well that you'll be able to see on the Kanban, or delete the proposal altogether.
Yeah, we have a question which is quite relevant right now. Can we change fonts in the proposals?
Oh yes, so we currently support 15 fonts, and we'll be adding support for more and more fonts as well. So you can change fonts as a part of the proposal as well. Yes. So that's possible.
Perfect.
Or you can also go and edit a proposal, but since this has been declined, I don't think I'll be allowed to edit this proposal. But so you can also look at all the previous proposals that you've created and you've shared with that particular client. You can also click on preview as a customer, so you'll be able to see how it will look to the customer as well, right? So the status currently is declined. So let me preview another proposal which has not yet been declined. So let us see the proposal that we've sent to Udit. And then see if how does that look, right? Oh, he's not yet opened. So let me just edit it. Yeah. So when you're on the edit, you can again. So this is how it would look to Udit, right? And so he'll be able to add comments over here, or he'll be able to reject or accept. If Udit clicks accept, which I cannot do since I'm already logged in, once he clicks accept, he'll be able to sign it over here as well. So he can add his name, email, and then add signature and then sign. So once he signs this, I'll receive a notification as well. So this is the echo signing of the, or e-signing of the proposal as well that can happen over here. Right. Going back, so a couple of things to remember with proposals, right? One is that we will be constantly adding more fonts. We'll be constantly adding more elements. What are the next very exciting thing that we're working on is adding video as a part of your proposal as well. A key user gave us a neat suggestion earlier today. So he said, what if you can integrate with some of the open services, so we don't have to download and upload images, right? So they said, we could integrate with Unsplash, and we could integrate with Undraw. We could integrate with Google Maps as an example, and then just put those elements right within the proposal itself. So as an example, if you use a lot of images from Unsplash as a part of your proposal, you don't need to go to Unsplash, search for it and download it. You can search those images within Gridle itself, and then just insert those right there and then. So these are some of the feedbacks that we've been working on. The last key thing that we're working on is also creation of templates. So currently, what users have to do is that when they create one proposal, and they send it to a lead, which is themselves, and then they copy that proposal, which is kind of like a workaround that they have to do. And so we're scoping out how do we allow our users to create their own template. So they can create like 4 or 5 or 10 different templates for all the different services that they offer, because terms and conditions are different. The amount of engagement or the number of engagement months is different. A lot of things are different between different services that they offer. And so you can have a different proposal template for SEO services. You can have different proposal template for mobile development services, and so on and so forth. Coming to the main bit, which is getting paid, right? So everyone cares the most about that. So invoicing is fairly standard, right? So you can see all the invoices over here. You can click on a particular invoice and then see its details over here as well. So as an example, I'll just create an invoice right now, right? So even though Udit has not accepted my proposal, let me just no, I'll have to convert him to customer first. So let's convert him to customer. So when a lead signs a proposal, they directly get converted to customer. But for whatever reason, let's say if they do not sign the proposal on Gridle, then you can directly convert them to customer as well. So I just save this details. And so now he's my customer, right? And I can do all of these things. Let me go to invoices. I just raise an invoice to that. So the invoice number is 5, as we had seen from the settings page as well. I'll just add it over here. So PitchGround is the name of the customer. I've not added any billing and shipping details, and hence they are not showing over here. These are my details. The invoice date is this. I can change the due date as well. So we had set 30 days as due date. So they appear over here. As I shared, we can, and items is something that we'll be looking at next, but I can pick from the items that I've already delivered to him, right? So let's say I'm consulting Udit on a monthly basis, and I just add that as an item, right? So the consulting monthly bid, there's no description over here, but it's one and it's $1,500. And so I've created that. I can add discounts over here. So I can, since Udit always pays on time, I want to offer him a 10% discount. And so that's $1,350. If I want to do any adjustment, I can do that as well. These are the client notes, right? So we as an agency add all of our banking details as a part of our client note, and then just simple terms and conditions. Now we come to the interesting bit, right? So more often than not, a lot of agencies work in a time and material mode, right? So firstly, you choose what are the ways in which this customer can pay you, right? So in our ways of payment, we only have bank transfer. So I just add bank transfer over here. However, in your case, if it is cash, if it is online transfer, if it is a barter, you can add that as well over here. The currency is USD because at the time of creation of the customer, I did not choose any other currency. So the software picks up the base currency itself. There's no tax because I'm essentially exporting this. I am myself the sale agent. I can create recurring invoices, right? So I want to send this invoice to Udit every month, and I have the contract with him for 3 months, right? So I can essentially say that, okay, for 3 months, Udit should receive an invoice from me on every 29th of the month, and I can create an internal admin note over here. And I can also say prevent sending overdue reminders. However, I want Udit to remember that he's not yet paid this invoice, right? And so I can either save this or I can, save and directly send. So I'll save and send. So this invoice has now been sent to the client, and so I can preview that as well, or I can create another invoice. So just give me 1 sec. So you can see all the invoices that you've created over here. And so I'll take you through one of the other recurring invoices that we've created, right? So this is a recurring invoice where we were charging $150 for the first one and $720 in the next one. You create one invoice and then you have child invoices, which are basically your recurring invoices. So all the details are available for that particular invoice over here as well. You can see whether there are any child invoices. There are no child invoices over here. I'll also be able to see the activity log. If a customer has seen that invoice, it will come over here as well. I can see whether a reminder has been sent to that client or not. I can again add notes. I can track that email and view whether the customer has seen that invoice. Now, interestingly, what I can also do is I can edit that invoice, which is okay, but I can also add payment, right? So let's say if I receive the payment through bank transfer and not on the system, if you receive the payment through Stripe or Instamoj or any of the payment gateways that we are integrating, you will directly be able to add that against the invoice. But if not, then you can add that payment over here as well. And so I'll say, let's say the amount received was not 720. The invoice, the customer has paid me only $150, right? I can add a transaction ID for that for later reference. I can just click on save, or let's say the payment date is let's say 2nd of October was when I received it. So I can click on save. Now, this invoice has also been partially paid, right? And so you'll be able to see when you go into that invoice section, then you'll be able to see that this invoice has been partially paid, and the amount due is now $570, right? So the bank transfer was how the amount was done. And I can, of course, delete the payment record and so on and so forth. The interesting bit that I want to go to is the items one, right? Because this is something that automates a lot of your work. So you can essentially create an item saying that, okay, my item name is going to be let's say SEO audit, and with this it's SEO. I don't want to add it to a group, and our rate for that is, let's say, $150. Rate in INR, I can add that as, let's say, 10,000 INR. Any taxes that I want to add or any unit, so unit will be 1, right? So I can click that as a save. And so now I have SEO audit as one of the items, right? So when you're creating your proposal, so when you're creating your invoices, you'll directly be able to bring this item into your invoice, right? So this makes things a lot quicker. And then if you negotiated with your client, then you'll be able to reduce the amount based on a discount. So instead of directly going to them with a $120 SEO audit, your proposal will say that we charge $150 and then we are offering you a 20% discount, right? You can, of course, group your items as well. So we have these 5, 6, 10 different groups of items, and you can create a new group and add all the items to those relevant groups as well, in case if you're offering multiple services at once. And then we go to the payments bit, right? So payments are basically the recorded payments that you have received. So whatever payments that you have received thus far, they'll be reflecting over here, and against which invoice you have received that payment as well. So it's that's fairly simple. So essentially, Gridle, what it does is that in one simple platform, you will be able to manage all of your leads, your clients, your proposals, your invoices, all the items, payments, everything in one place, right? And so of course you get notifications and email reminders for all the things that have been happening on the platform as well. So that's a quick demo. Just one thing that I would want to stress again, and that is that if and when you start using Gridle, the first thing that I recommend you to do is to set up your company or set up your organization and set up your preferences in the settings space, right? Because if you do that, then usage of the rest of the platform becomes much more simpler and smoother. And a quick thing is if you are stuck anywhere, if you find any problems, you can just click on this chat icon where all of us are available, and we can have a conversation as well. Or you can click on the help icon that we have, which will take you to our knowledge base. And there you can find questions to all the answers that you have, right? So that's the demo, Yakub, from my side. Is there anything else that you would like me to show?
No, I believe this was pretty thorough and detailed. Thanks a lot. I was noting all the questions that were coming throughout your presentation, and okay. I prepared them, and we have around 45 questions so far, which is pretty amazing.
You say 4 to 5 or 45?
45.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So yeah, this will take a lot of time, but sure. Guys, please keep it coming. I'll be now checking the questions on my phone. I will be sharing my screen, and Yash will be answering all the questions for you.
Yeah, I can do more, right? Let's target 100.
All right, let's target 100. Our record with SyncSpider is, believe, around 120. So awesome. Yes, we can do it. All right, let me share my screen really quickly, and let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
Do you see my screen now?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. All right, guys. So Gridle, of course, is live. It goes together with 72-hour bonus. I will tell you a little bit more about it soon. But before, Gridle has results. Of course, you can check all the testimonials on their website. But this is the deal. So for 72 hours, you will get, for $49, you will get 10 active proposals, which is additional bonus for the additional 10 active proposals. So you will get 20 in total. Is it right, Yash?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So for the basic plan, you will get 20 proposals instead of 10. Now for the middle one, for $147, you will get unlimited active proposals, and you will get 15 users and additional 10 users for the first 72 hours. So this is when you are growing your team. This one is great for you. And $245 plan is unlimited active proposals, clients, invoices, 25 users, unlimited leads, no online collections, no reports, analytics. And it's a white label with 10 sub-accounts to have 5 users in each sub-account. Can you please, Yash, tell us a little bit more about what exactly does this mean?
So just before we get into the white label and sub-accounts, just one small correction is that both in 147 and 245, there's a small copy error which will be correcting in some time. Is that along with unlimited leads, you'll also be getting online collections and reports and analytics as well for 147 and for 245, right? So only in $49 do we not have online collections and reports. However, in 147 and 245, we do have online collections and online reports as well. As far as the white label and sub accounts is concerned, basically we've been getting a lot of requests from individuals where they've said, okay, they would want to offer Gridle under their brand name to their clients, right? And so sub account is basically if you want to allow your clients to manage their client lifecycle under your brand name. So as an example, if PitchGround buys the Gridle white label for $245 today, then PitchGround will be able to offer it to their clients same software under their own brand name up to 10, with 5 users each in those sub accounts. So that's essentially what white label means. So typically white label is defined as ability to change the logo. However, this is not it, right? This is an admin level idea of the product itself,
Yes.
and be able to resell it to your clients, not just be able to change the logo and change the name and so on and so forth.
All right. Okay, so guys, you can check it all out. We'll correct this little mistake there. Anyway, the deal is live for 72 hours. Then we'll announce something else, but the deal will be live for longer, of course. But this is special deal for 72 hours only. And you can go to pitchground.com/products/griddle. And now, without further ado, let's jump into the questions. First, what languages are available?
So as of now, Gridle is available only in English. It supports all the scripts. So if you want to type in Spanish, if you want to enter data in Spanish or in French or in Portuguese, you'll be able to do that. However, the product itself is only in English as of now. And we will be bringing in languages as well. So it's already on our roadmap, which I'll show you towards the end of the presentation.
All right, we have one question from Ganesh, which is about the white label feature, and he's asking: is white label feature really 100% white label for all sub accounts with own email SMTP features?
So so this feature, you cannot get more white label than this. I mean, that's the extent of the white label it is going to be, right? So no ounce of, I mean, you will of course know that this is Gridle. However, the people that you sub-license it to will not see any inch of Gridle's presence, where across emails, across everything essentially.
Okay, perfect. All right, another question. Are you a Plutio alternative? What's the difference?
So, so the difference is a little bit nuanced, right? So typically, all of us have been, have the habit of looking at products and then comparing the features with a tick or a cross, right? And so what that does is that it allows us to look at a feature only in a binary fashion, right? A lot of times that's not true. So the difference over here is much more nuanced. And so what I would like to say is that we're not even in it to be a different product than Plutio. We're looking to be a much better product than that at helping you manage your client lifecycle, right? So I'll give you a couple of examples, right? So the first is taking inspiration from the question that Ganesh asked, right? Is the white label truly white label? So Gridle is 100% white labeled. And what this means is that you'll be able to sub-license it to your customers and not just have, and not just change the logo or change how it appears for you. Another example is integrations and the way that they work, right? So we're launching our Zapier integration tomorrow, and we'll be extending capabilities within our Zapier integration. We'll be launching our Sync Spider integration soon as well, and we'll be expanding capabilities as well. Those integrations will be two-way integrations where you'll be able to receive data as well as send data from Gridle. As an example, the one that we're launching tomorrow, you'll only be able to get data from the CRM softwares that you're using. However, in the future, you'll also be able to send, let's say, invoice data to your accounting system, if that is Xero or if that is QuickBooks or FreshBooks or something like that. So we at Gridle think about the usability of our product a little more deeply. Let me give you a third example as well. So if you look at proposals and the way that they work in Gridle, as I showed you a little bit earlier, and you'll explore a lot more, right? So it's difficult to pack the whole product within an hour of demo. But so you'll discover a lot more when you're creating proposals, the amount of freedom that you have in terms of not restricting yourself to a particular section or adding different sections into one proposal, having complete freedom with a rich HTML editor to add videos, to add images, to create stunning proposals that convert faster. All of that is basically why we firmly believe that Gridle is better, right? And so if you look at feature by feature, it looks like an alternative. However, the difference is much more nuanced. And so once you start using it, you will start to realize that we've thought deeply about the features that we've built, and going forward, we'll be thinking deeply about that as well.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Phil, I see a lot of your questions in a Zoom chat. Don't worry, we'll be answering them after we answer all these questions. Thanks a lot for them. All right, moving on. What softwares have these guys done in the past? I mean, these guys means like your team.
Yeah. So we ourselves used to be, so I replied to this comment on Facebook, but for benefit of everyone else who might not be able to read that, we ourselves used to be an IT agency before. And we've been that for over half a decade now. We've built products that have served over 1 million users on a daily basis for financial services firms and large MNCs as well as small startups. We've worked with companies with equity partnerships. We've built their mobile applications. We've also helped them identify a good go-to-market strategy. And we've grown our team from 7-8 people that we were about a year and a half ago to about 35 people that we are today. And so the core reason why we started building Gridle was because we ourselves were facing this issue in managing our own clients and our own client lifecycle. So as a 35 people IT agency, we would be serving typically 6 to 7 projects concurrently. And at any point of time, if you ask me a very simple question as to how much business have you total generated from that customer in the last quarter, I wouldn't have an answer to that. And that was very appalling. And so that's the core reason why we started building Gridle and came to where we are today. However, what I would like to also share along with this is that why we've built a lot of softwares and solutions previously. What I would like to share over here is that as a product company, as a product team, we are very, very open to ideas, right? Because a lot of times we may build it from what our experiences have been. That may not be true for everyone everywhere. And hence the second half of the dashboard, if you go onto the product, has at least 3 cards that say, share your feedback, report an issue, tell us if you want a new feature. That's why we are making our roadmap public. That's why we're creating a Facebook community where we can work with you and get need ideas and build a better product.
Perfect. All right. Another question. Does this software have an API for invoicing to connect it, for example, with WooCommerce?
So we, as of now, are as a product maybe too small to offer an API for a developer to work on. So what we typically do is Gridle as a SaaS product is what we're launching on PitchGround. However, we've done more than 50 solution implementations of Gridle as well, where we've customized Gridle for a larger client, and we've done integrations with internal applications, we've done custom hosting, we've done all of those things. And so if you're interested in that, you can go to Gridle.One/solutions and then get in touch with us and we can talk more about it. So a short answer is no, a longer answer is we can do that for you.
All right. Another question. I'm using FreshBooks invoicing software and it generates accounting reports. Possible to port over my current clients and invoices over?
So it is important to understand that Gridle is an invoicing system and a client management system and not an accounting system. So I'm looking at an underlying implication over here, but you'll not be able to reduce a full-fledged accounting system with Gridle. So what would be great is that you'll be able to bring data of FreshBooks over here and then start using Gridle to send all of your invoices, automate all of those workflows, and then send that data back to FreshBooks. So we'll be building a Zap for this as well as a SyncSpider integration for this, and then you'll be able to do that.
All right. Another question. I've been testing it and it looks awesome. Incredible UI and UX. All right. It's not a question, but thanks.
Thank you.
Now this is question. Does this show when the client reads the proposal, etc.?
Yes. So not just the proposal, also your invoice. So when the client, so not the click part. So we are able to track whether the client has opened the proposal, also opened the email or not. So that we will be able to tell you whether the email has been opened or not. And then when they actually go onto the link and see the proposal, we'll be able to tell you whether it has been read or not. And same is the case with invoices as well. You'll be able to see that.
Okay, perfect. How is this? Is it better than Sales Flyer?
So it is a separate category altogether, right? So Sales Flare is a very specific sales CRM, and it's a great platform to do that. So Gridle will complement Sales Flare, right? So everything that you have to do after you convert a client or while you want to convert a client happens on Gridle, right? So Sales Flare is great to reach out to your clients and then manage your sales pipeline. You integrate that with Gridle and then start sending them proposals. Once they close, start sending them invoice, manage all of that payments. All of those things are possible in Gridle. So think of Sales Flare and Gridle as a great combination that can go together with each other. So that's where we are.
All right. How it's useful for freelancers and project management is there?
So it's amazingly useful for freelancers, because if you talk to any freelancer, the number one problem that they have is not getting paid on time. So that's what every freelancer will tell you. The reason why this happens is not always on the client side. The reason why this happens is also that there are delays in generating invoices. There are delays in sending those invoices. Automated follow-up mechanisms is not set up, and so you may forget about a particular invoice that you raised and not follow up for a couple of weeks. So it's tremendously useful for freelancers, where it will essentially organize your complete client lifecycle in one software, right? So you'll be able to have a great view of how your next couple of months look like, or which clients have been working really well for you. About project management, we are actually currently, so project management is there as a part of our long-term roadmap, right? So we've been considering building project management, or whether we should build project management or not. So while we are a little in, and we've been talking to people from the PitchGround community as well about this, and we've gotten different views and different responses from them. So while we are currently inclining towards building project management in the long term, I would like you to consider that it is not there as of now, because there's significant uncertainty whether we'll go that way or not. So very, very honestly, if you are looking to buy a lifetime deal right now, you may want to look at project management, as it may not be there, because we as a team have not yet made a call on whether we want to build a project management or not. So we're very clear that we want to build a client portal. We're very clear that we want to offer a way such that clients can raise support tickets. We want to add more templates. We'll be integrating with more stuff. We're building really exciting stuff, including custom fields and email integrations and so on and so forth. With project management, the call has not yet been taken. Okay.
Question: how does the process of the proposal signature and payment work? Clients e-sign proposal, and the invoice gets automatically sent to them by email with the button to click and pay.
So great question. So we actually wanted to have this flow. However, what happens is that as in when an agency grows a little larger than, let's say, 5 people or 7 people, it is not as simple as client signs the proposal and then the invoice should go, because there are different timelines when the payments have been broken down to. The invoice amount may not be necessarily similar to the proposal amount because of that payment breakup and so on and so forth. So basically how it works right now is that you'll be able to create a proposal, send it to the client. As soon as the client signs the proposal, you can go to the software, create an invoice for whatever milestone that you can share that with, which could be an upon agreement or whatever the case may be. Create an automation on the invoice as well if you've signed a time and material. Then they'll open the invoice, click on the button, pay.
All right. Okay, so next question. Before we answer it, guys, once again, pitchground.com/products/Gridle. Make sure you will check it. 72-hour deal, only for 72 hours, for 3 days. And there are some really good bonuses. So make sure you will go to pitchground.com /products/griddle. Now, this is another question. Yash, can you share your roadmap? Please integrate ActiveCampaign.
So, so as of tomorrow, the integration with ActiveCampaign will work for you. We are writing a knowledge article. So Zapier integration actually is live. We just need to write that article as to how a user can integrate through that. So you'll be able to integrate your ActiveCampaign through a Zap with Gridle. So that's one. Second is if you're already a user, or if you're not, right, just go to Gridle.One website. Scroll down to the footer. You will see a title that says Discover. You'll see one of those links to say roadmap. Just click on that roadmap, and that's it.
All right. Does it have an option of Indian rupee currency and handle GST invoice feature?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can add as many currencies as you want. This is fairly simple. So you can create GST invoices as well. We are also working on custom fields. So if you want to add HSN SSE code to the items that you offer, which could be services, then you'll also be able to do that. But as of now, you'll be able to create GST invoices and of course supports INR currency.
Okay. Will it have templates like Proposify has for each category of business?
So I take this question to mean Proposify, Nusi, Better Proposals, and Quiller, right? So we're looking at all of them. And as I shared during the demo, we'll be adding at least two proposal templates every week. And so it'll grow and grow and more and more.
Okay. How will Gridle compare with Swell Enterprise?
Have you checked out its interface? So what I would so here's where we are, right? So the reason why we put a lot of importance to the user experience and UI is because something that's as serious as a client lifecycle manager, you are going to use it for a couple of hours a day, and you're going to have to look at it, right? And so whatever that product is cannot be heavy on yourself. So you don't use a software because you want to struggle with it, right? You don't use a software. You don't have to wrestle with that software. So that's one major difference with Swell Enterprise. Second is that both of us are in fairly different leagues by ourselves. So Swell Enterprise is much more, to the best of my understanding, catered towards folks who are selling things online. So who are selling products online, may want to create their own store and then link invoices and all of those things. However, you can use it for services as well, but it's more catered towards that. What that would mean is that all the future upgrades that we're going to bring to Gridle are going to be very specific to agency and services sector, right? Not to products, which means that as you'll see on our roadmap, if you check it out, we have time tracking feature that's coming up, which will link with the invoices. We have something like a client portal, and all of those things are very, very specific to agencies and freelancers. And so that's I think one of the places where we are fairly different. So Gridle is something that you'd like to look at, right? So yeah.
All right. Multi-currency and timers.
So multi-currency is of course there. You can add as many currencies as you want. Timers, that is a term I'm taking it to mean that a person should be able to log in the amount of time that they've spent, and it should integrate with invoicing. And that's something that we are working on. It's on a short-term roadmap.
All right. Compared to Better Proposals, this looks awesome.
Thank you.
So you actually described what is the difference, right?
Yeah. So the difference is that Better Proposals is again. So going back to when I was talking about Plutio as well. So what happens is if we think about it a little deeply, right? So not just in terms of feature to feature comparison or a binary comparison. If you think about it, Better Proposals is one of the tools that you will have to use to manage your clients, right? In case of Gridle, that's not the case. So if you use Better Proposals, you got to have something else to manage your leads. You got to something else which does your invoices and X, Y, and Z. And that's not the case with So that's one way where we are fairly different and better than then better proposals.
Okay.
However, they've done a lot of things really well, and so we're taking a lot of inspiration in terms of proposal templates from them as well.
Mm-hmm. Will this integrate with QuickBooks?
Yes, so it will integrate with QuickBooks, and so QuickBooks is an accounting software. So think of it this to mean QuickBooks, FreshBooks, Xero, and other cloud-based major accounting softwares. So Gridle will integrate with QuickBooks in the sense that you'll be able to get data out of Gridle about your invoicing and your clients into your QuickBooks account through a Zap or through SyncSpider.
All right. Does it have email marketing feature?
No, so what I understand from email marketing feature is something like MailChimp, right? Would that be a fair assumption, Jakub, according to you?
Yes.
So no, so we don't as of now, and we don't plan to have in at least with whatever thoughts and ideas that we've discussed thus far. However, what is there on our roadmap is so if you don't mean MailChimp or MailerLite type mass email marketing, if you mean something that is emails that you write to your clients or your leads, that is something that we have in our pipeline, where Gridle integrates with the core email service that you're using, which could be, let's say, Outlook or Google or whatever the case may be, and then within its interface allows you to send emails to your leads, create sequences and things like that. The difference essentially is that you will not be able to like upload a list of 1,000 contacts and then design an HTML template and send it out. It will be something that's it's something so that you will be able to log all the activities within CRM itself. You don't have to go to your email to sell. You'll be able to do it right over here. So think of how HubSpot has sequences, or think of how Close.io has the email feature, right? So that email feature we will be having soon.
Okay. Can sync with Facebook leads automatically. Facebook leads automatically store Facebook leads in it.
So again, yes, through a Zap or through a SyncSpider integration, you'd be able to bring in all of your Facebook leads to Gridle. And this is already live. Again, we are writing the article, and by this time tomorrow, we'll share with you how it can be done.
Okay. Can mass blast the template message to customers through WhatsApp Messenger, for example, mass send to 70 clients? This is the feature which is very similar to Go High Level. So there were two really good PitchGround community members that I got on a call with, I think last week or last week, who recommended a product called Go High Level. I don't have an answer to that yet, right? Because the team is scoping out whether this is possible and how will we implement it. So I don't have an answer to that yet. Mm-hmm. All right. I believe it should be able to set reminders to follow up, for example, 3 days later, 5 days later.
Yes, it will send follow-up reminders to your clients. It will send follow-up reminders to yourself. It will send follow-up reminders to your agents. You can set that. Absolutely.
Will this track all client communications, for example, email, social, etc., and keep them in sync if you respond within Gridle interface? So
we will be moving towards keeping client communications on email in sync. Social, we are not yet sure yet. But keeping all of your client communications over email, that is there on our roadmap, and we will be building that as well.
Mm-hmm. Will there be a full-featured client portal for collaboration, doc storage, project tracking, etc.?
So yes, so project tracking is again a sub feature of project management, and since we've not taken a call on that yet, I'll not be able to commit to project tracking over here. But we will be having a client portal, absolutely. As you may see right now in Gridle, there are certain features that are live right now, which have been built considering that there will be a client portal in future. And it will be a full featured client portal where where you'll be able to ask your clients to upload all the assets. You'll be able to give them an onboarding experience or an onboarding video as well. You'll also, of course, they will have access to all the proposals. They will have access to all the invoices. They'll be able to create tickets as well as a part of that client portal. So all of that we will be bringing on the client portal as well. And that is included in all the deals, starting from, of course, from $49 to whatever deals that we have.
Amazing. Next question. Would something like automated workflows a la Dubsado be on the roadmap?
What is a la Dubsado?
Ala is similar like Dubsado.
Okay.
Dubsado is,
okay. So like Dubsado.
It's a tool, I would say, some tool.
Yeah, got it. So I do not know Dubsado. So I'll assume that an automated workflow is something that you could create possibly in HubSpot, right? Where you could set certain criteria, and then based on that, there are certain actions that are performed. This is something that we really want to work on, and we have already added it to our long-term roadmap. But as of now, I do not have a timeline to that. But we will be building this. There's no question about it, because without automated workflows, the whole central idea of Gridle is to be able to automate. So is to be able to reduce the amount of time that you have to spend. And so we will be building this. There's no question about it.
Okay. Electronic signatures for contracts and work orders, because then it's a no-brainer for me.
You said that right. It's a no-brainer for you. We have electronic signatures for your proposals and for your contracts.
All right. So yes, it's a no-brainer for you. Would a client be able to suggest edits on the proposal they receive?
So as I remember this question, because as on date, this question was asked, we did not have that feature of the ability for clients to comment. However, as of now, we do. So there's I also let this user know on Facebook comment as well, that we now allow comments by clients as well as responses from your side. So you essentially have your proposal, and just beside that, you'll be able to see all the comments on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the same question. If I use QuickBooks, still need this?
Yeah, because you can use QuickBooks for your invoicing and accounting. However, you'll not be able to use QuickBooks to manage your sales. You'll also not be able to use QuickBooks to send proposals and get them signed. So all of those things you'll not be able to use QuickBooks for. And so if getting more customers, or if reducing the turnaround times of your clients is important right now, then you'll definitely need Gridle.
Okay. Is it similar to Basecamp Business?
No, we are. I love Basecamp and I follow their founders. I've read all. To the best of my understanding, there are 4 books, so I've read all the 4
Rework?
books. So I've read all of those, and then Remote and so on and so forth. So I've read all of those books. However, this is very different than Basecamp. So this is much more of a complementary product to Basecamp rather than a similar product, right? So Basecamp you can use for working with clients on projects right now, and chatting with them and things like that. However, you'll not be able to do invoicing or send proposals and all of those things. So that's where it comes in.
Okay. I noticed Gridle is available in 70 languages. Does it support local payment options like online payments with local debit cards, or direct payment options like Ideal, which is in Netherlands, or direct Überweisung, which is German, etc.?
Okay. So there is some error. Either it is in your understanding, or it is with us, where the copy may have wrongly been written. But Gridle is not available in 70 languages as of now. So that's one. And so sorry for that. And secondly, we integrate with Stripe and InstaMojo, and we will be integrated with PayPal to check out, Braintree, and Payoneer in the next couple of weeks. And so if If any of those payment gateways support any of the direct payment options that you've mentioned, then Gridle supports that by default.
Okay. Searchy.io is an app that transcribes video content and loads the text into searchable database. Do you think a transcription option may ever be considered at VP?
I am not sure if this question is relevant.
Me neither. All right, let's skip it. This is actually
No, yeah.
All right. Any integration for my leads to come into the system, or does it come up with opt-in form, etc.?
So, one is we'll be building an opt-in form so that you can build that form within Gridle and integrate that as a part of your website. And for integrations for your lead to come, as I've shared earlier, we'll be writing the article tomorrow, and you'll be able to do it through a Zap and with Sync Spider fairly soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I might miss this, but does it have a lead form builder where we can connect to our pop-up or contact form in our own website?
We have this on our roadmap, and we will be building this.
If you could create a prospect nurturing system like this, that would be awesome. I'm tired of paying $300 a month. There was a link actually, but the link was really long, so I didn't post it.
Sure. So if and when I know a nurturing system, so here's what I understand from a prospect nurturing system, right? So and I could be absolutely wrong because I'm not referring to the link, but if this is what you mean, where let's say when a prospect enters into your sales funnel, you want to run some educational email campaigns for that prospect over a period of time, and then basis some of the actions that they perform, you want them to move through your sales pipeline. If that is what you mean, then that is essentially a part of the automation or automated workflows that we will be creating as a part of Gridle itself. So if that is what you mean, then we will be bringing that as a part of Gridle as well.
Perfect. All right. Is the client portal fully customizable?
So customizable is a very, very relative word, right? So here's what I would say customizable means, right? So all the data that you are entering into that client portal in terms of the videos that you want to put in terms of the documents or the files that you want to upload, in terms of the onboarding that you want to have for your client as a part of the client portal on Gridle, the logo that you want to show on that client portal, assuming that this is not the white labeled version that you buy, right? So assuming that is not the white labeled version, you will be able to show your own logo as well on the client portal, and so on and so forth. So if that is how you mean customizable, then it will be customizable for sure.
All right. Can we use our custom domain when with 147 deal?
So the 147 deal, I don't think that has the white labeled version. So you can use your custom domain with the white labeled version. Yeah. So with 147 deal, you'll not be able to use your custom domain. However, custom domain is allowed if you're using a white labeled version, right? So if you buy the 245 deal, you'll be able to use your custom domain as well.
Perfect. All right. Another question. If you change your details, see, for example, logo and company details, will it automatically update all the existing proposals, including the signed one? So the signed one will not change, because when a customer signs a proposal or a contract for that matter, that document is not a living document anymore. So signed ones will not change, and that is by design. However, the reason why we asked you to use merge fields, and we've created templates with merge fields as well in Gridle, is so that you change the logo in the settings part of the Gridle, and they'll start reflecting on all of your invoices, your proposals, and everything in one go. Right? However, the proposals that have been signed, they are legal documents, and that cannot be edited in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. All right. Is there any plan for having booking calendar feature?
Yes. So as a matter of fact, before this question was, so we, and so this is the kind of thing that I love, right? Because we did not have plans of having a booking calendar feature before. But when, and this is not the full question probably. So after this, I got into a conversation, understood whether they're looking for something like a Calendly and so on and so forth. So the user was nice enough to give me some context of where they were coming from. And so then it sounded like a very neat idea, right? That if you're a freelancer, you, as an agency, you may not, but as a freelancer, you may want to have a booking calendar feature. And so we will be getting this, we'll be putting this on, we've not even put it on our roadmap yet. We'll be putting that on our roadmap, and then we will be bringing this as well.
Okay. E-sign, are those fields defaulted to required, first and last name and email?
Yeah, they are defaulted to
Okay.
required.
Will it auto-populate fields with the details I already have in their profile?
No, it will not. And it should not, because a lot of times they may be signed by a different person, and be sent to a different person. So it will not auto-populate with. So again, that is by design, right? So it will not auto-populate with that details. They'll have to manually enter it, consciously enter those details, and then sign.
Yes. All right. I will be now copying some questions we received in the chat. So,
okay. Are we close to 100 yet?
No, we are at 43. Question from Phil.
Yeah.
Is Braintree one of the payment gateways which will be added?
Give us a couple of weeks. Yes, Braintree is coming.
Okay. Another question. Will you integrate with QuickBooks Online?
So through a Zap or through SyncSpider, yes, we will be integrating with QuickBooks Online, where we'll be pushing data to QuickBooks on the amount of invoices generated, and we'll be pulling data from QuickBooks as well. And so again, this answer goes not just for QuickBooks, but it also works for any other accounting system that you're using. So it could be Xero, or it could be FreshBooks, or Zoho Books for that matter. So we'll be pushing that, and we'll be pulling payment information also out of that accounting system if you've already integrated with your bank account.
Okay. Will you have an American English translation option?
It's already in American English. So the product has been built in American English. And yeah, so that's where we are.
Maybe Phil, you are referring to something specific. So maybe if you could let us know what is wrong.
Yeah, if you can give a little bit of context around that.
Maybe this is the little bit of context. Can the date and time formats be set?
Yes. So when you go into your settings and into your workspace, you'll be able to see the list of options that we offer in terms of date and time. And we'll be able to choose the format that works best. And that is the format that will be seen on proposals, invoices, and everything to follow.
All right. Is there a way to change term customers to clients?
Not as of now. However, so we don't have the we don't have the feature for you to change it from customers to clients. But it's interesting that you say that, because just about a month ago, I was having this conversation internally with our team, and so one of the person who works with me, Hiren, who's also assisted me with the presentations that we've been doing for all the webinars, said, we're saying everywhere that we are a client management system, and why does it say customers in the product?
That's true.
And yeah, and so that was a very, very fair assumption, and for whatever reason, we went with customers in the product, and with clients on all of our pages and everywhere. And so we ourselves are going to change it from customers to clients, but that is on low priority, right? As of now, because as you may have observed, that there are a lot of other feature requests, and hence, since even though it was discussed about a month ago, we've not acted on it, but we will act on it very, very soon.
Okay, and Phil is letting us know about American English. Sure, if you'd like, I will go through the interface and tell you the differences I find between the English on the site and colloquial American English. So I believe that'd be awesome. Yash, what do you think?
Yeah, so Phil, if you can, so what would be great is right now I'm doing this webinar, and I'll not be able to support you through the in-app support that we have. what would be awesome is if you can go to the dashboard, to the static dashboard card section, where you'll be able to find, submit an issue, right? So you can click on submit an issue and highlight what are some of the things that are deviating from the American English that should typically be there. And so those are the bugs. And so one, the translation is not going to happen. However, we will be fixing that copy if in case we've adhered to British English instead of American English.
All right.
Thanks, Phil. So I see that he's written in the chat that consider it done. So 1 or 2 screenshots is fine, and we'll do that.
Thanks a lot, Phil. That's amazing. All right. Another question from Phil. Will you support automatic subscriptions for proposals and invoices? So
there's no subscription in proposals, right? Proposal documents are supposed to be kind of like a one-time thing. And so if you want to have subscriptions, you typically sign a service contract or a master service agreement or an MSA or an SLA for that matter.
SLA, yeah.
And so you can create that once, which is valid, let's say for a year, where you say that, okay, I'll be raising invoices every month or every quarter. And then you can create automatic, so we call it recurring invoices. So you can create those recurring invoices within the software. Yes.
All right. Another question. Will you support splitting invoices totals into multiple payments?
Yes. So that was the last bit of the demo that I was also doing. We already support that. So we call it as, so there's a specific status to that invoice where we say it is partially paid. So when you click on the invoice, in the default view, you'll see the invoice amount. When you click on that invoice, you'll see what is the amount overdue as of now, and in what parts have the payments been made thus far.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we already support that.
All right. Another question is from Ganesh. Reports, online collections, etc. features available for sub-accounts too? Also.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Question from Max. Let me copy it. What type of payment processor do you integrate with?
So we currently integrate with Stripe and InstaMojo. And in a couple of weeks, we will have 4 more that have been recommended to us by a lot of users on PitchGround community as well. So these 4 are PayPal, Braintree, ToCheckout, and Payoneer.
Do you have any plans for having Android and iOS mobile app? Another question from Max.
So we do, and we will be building Android and iOS app, but it's some time away as of now, because one of the reasons why we are also here on PitchGround is because there's significant amount of feedbacks that are coming to us in terms of new feature requests, right? And so once we implement those features is when we will be going to mobile as well. The first stage of our mobile app will basically be a read mobile app. So you cannot create, update, or delete anything through the mobile app. That would be the first stage, where it's just about, you'll be able to see all the invoices, you'll be able to see all the proposals, you'll be able to see all the dashboard and analytics and reports. However, you'll not be able to do anything. So that will be the first stage. So if you want a quick update, just open the app, go through whatever you want to, and that's pretty much it. And then over a period of time, we'll be adding more and more. But we will have to have our mobile apps as well, because more often than not, if a salesperson is on the move, wants to check the information, then it's very difficult for them to get access to a computer, open it, go to Gridle, and then
yes.
Do that.
Will you integrate with authorized net payment processor?
So you are the second person, and I think the third person to ask for this.
That's a really good payment processor, by the way, and huge as well.
Yeah. So you're the third person to ask for that, and so consider that it will be added to our roadmap. The timeline I'll be able to share in a day or two, and so we'll add this to our roadmap as well.
All right. These are all the questions I noticed, but I noticed them only on Zoom. So right now I'll stop sharing my screen, and I will check the questions on Facebook. So Yash, maybe meanwhile you could show a little bit around Gridle again, and I will check the questions meanwhile if there are some.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So just give me 1 second and tell me when you can see my screen. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so in
Right.
the meantime,
A lot of new questions. So, guys, I'm already getting them together. So we'll answer them soon. Thanks a lot for them.
so in the meantime, instead of since I've already given a demo, what I would rather do is actually I'd like to show them the roadmap and talk about what are the things that we're building in near future. Do you think that would be okay?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, awesome. So over here, so in the dashboard, once you scroll down, you'll be able to see all of these cards. You can click on the product roadmap over here, and it'll open up the roadmap as well. So since I'm already logged into Notion, it's showing other stuff as well that I'm working on. So I just put this in. So this is what you will see as the roadmap. So let's see the things that we already have. So one is proposal integrations. So when we say proposal integrations, what we mean is one of the users recommended that we should include a Jiffy integration, a Google Forms integration, Unsplash, YouTube, and Google Maps integrations as a part of proposals itself. So when you're creating your proposals or designing your proposals, you don't actually have to go to Unsplash and download the image, or go to Jiffy and download the GIF, or give a link to your Google form. You could actually just embed all of those things within the proposals, and that kind of makes proposals a lot more alive, right? So that's one thing that's on the roadmap. We are working on allowing users to create their own templates, right? So this is one of the most requested features, where currently you can only use some of our templates. If you want to use your own template, you can create a separate proposal with a dummy lead and then copy that every time, which is a workaround, but that's not going to work. So we are building a way for our users to create their own templates as well. We are also, so currently you can add a table and then you can write your table of contents as a part of proposal, but we want to add an option to automatically create table of contents as well. So it is much more professional. We're building sign in with Google so that it's just a one-click sign in, makes it easier for people to come in. As I said, we're adding credit notes as well. So in case if a client has made a payment that was not supposed to come to you, or if you're not in a position to refund, you can issue a credit note which can be redeemed when they work with you next, right? This is also critically on our roadmap, where we're building the white labeling system with the sub accounts and the admin level access for all of our users. Another cool requirement that had come from one of the users was that on dashboard, as you can see over here, we have all of these cards, right? Now, all of these cards, they just give you some data, but they're not clickable. And so one of the recommendation that had come was, if we allow these, let's say as an example, I want to see all the declined proposals, I can just click over here on my dashboard, and it should take me to my proposals, and it should automatically apply the declined as a filter, right? And then so I should directly be there. If I click on outstanding, it should show me the list of all the invoices that are outstanding, or the amounts that are outstanding right away, right? So things like that. And so that's one of the things that we are working on. We're also working on adding custom fields, right? So you may want to add custom fields as a part of your lead, as a part of your proposal, as a part of your invoice. And so you can create that custom field, you can define that, and then you can add that as a part of that module as well. And so that's something that we're working on as well. You wanted to say something, Yakub?
Yes, that I'm ready. We have 20 more
okay.
questions.
Sure, awesome. So I'll stop my share. So you can go through the roadmap at your convenience. I've tried my best to describe all the how the features are going to work and why are they there, and feel free to comment there with a +1 or a refute if you want to. So
yes,
that will be great as well.
Can we accept tip in the invoice like Dupsado? Dupsado again, can we accept tips?
Yes, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to check this out for sure. We do not have a tip function as of now, but that's a neat feature request. So let me get back to you on how and when can we implement this.
Okay. Is a user refer to team member or include clients?
I am not sure what this means.
I believe it's about our plans, 5 users and unlimited client.
Okay. Yeah. So if this is what it is about, all plans come with unlimited clients. So users are the people who are working on your side. So people who are doing sales on your behalf, or people who are doing accounting on your behalf, or invoicing on your behalf. So that's your team. That's your internal team, typically.
Yes.
Clients are unlimited, right? So the more clients, the better.
Can you consider putting at least limited number of leads and online collection?
We have so this is with what plan in is this
I'm
about?
not really sure if I understand this question.
So I think since only the $49 plan does not have online collection, I think the person who's commented means that in the $49 plan we can add some leads and some online collection as a part of that plan. I think that's what they mean. So if that is the case, I'll have a conversation with Udit and the PG team, and I'll get back to you on that for sure. So this is on Facebook, right? So I'll be able to reply there. So I'll have a conversation.
Yes. It was in Facebook group under the Watch Party video.
Yeah.
We can charge what we want for the sub accounts if we get with the 245 offer.
Yeah, it's yours. So the more just let us know so that we feel happy. You're under no obligation as to what are you charging. You may end up helping us in having a better pricing policy, but you're under no obligation to share what you're charging, right? So you can charge whatever you want under that sub account.
In the entry level, is white label also available? Like if we send email to lead, is your branding will be present, or is it all our branding will be shown?
So in the entry level, there is in some of the emails that go out, there will be there are some amount of our branding that will be shown as well as a part of the emails that go out. Another thing that you'll see is also that we'll be allowing you to edit those emails, but it will still have some amount of branding of Gridle that will go along with the emails that you send.
Yep. This is the only question. CNAME?
So I'll take it to mean that if they opt for a white labeled option, can they then use it on their own domain? And so the answer is yeah, they'll be able to use it on their own. So the server will be ours, of course, but they'll be able to use it on their own domain. I hope that's what that means. I may be wrong, and so if I'm wrong, please elaborate your question in the Facebook watch party.
Yes. The sub accounts we get with 245 option have what access level features included?
So they have access to everything that you have with 245. So that's true for any white label option that you go ahead with. Just that the number of users are different, right? So for the sub accounts for 245, you have 5 user limit. So that user limit is different, but everything else in terms of the feature access, everything that you have with 245, your sub accounts will also have it.
Okay. Does it integrate into Pipedrive?
So this is similar to, so we will get, so we'll be making the Zap live tomorrow, or we'll write the article about the Zap tomorrow, and we'll be integrating it through SyncSpider as well, through which you'll be able to bring all the leads that you create in Pipedrive to Gridle itself.
Okay. What about other languages support?
So as of now, Gridle is not multilingual. The scripts are supported. So any other language, whether it is Spanish or French or Portuguese, all the scripts are supported, but we don't have, the product itself is not in different languages, but that we will be working on that.
What about lead generation? Any plans for survey appointment bus card system, business card system that will feed into this platform?
So we're not looking to help you in generating leads, right? So you may generate leads through a lot of different set of activities that you do. As Gridle is a client lifecycle platform, the idea is that once you've generated a lead through some or the other activity that you've done, we should be able to help you through the life cycle, right? And so we're not into lead generation. However, if there is any tool or a platform that you're using for lead generation, as we've seen in previous questions, which were centered around Facebook leads, were centered around using Mailchimp as an example, or whatever the case may be. If you're using different systems, then we will integrate with that and bring that data over here.
Okay. When a proposal is signed, is payment info form automatically sent to the client for them to pay right away, similar to better proposals?
So better proposals has this feature, and this is actually something that we don't really agree with, because as and when you do a little larger projects, you will need a lot of different custom pricing options or custom pricing plans that you will create as a part of your proposal itself. So you cannot, and all of these projects will be very different in nature than each other. So you cannot have, it is actually restrictive in that sense that you cannot have an invoice directly sent to the client basis the proposal signature. So we notify you that the proposal has been signed, and then you can create the invoice and send it out to your clients. And then there's automation in terms of following up with the clients and so on and so forth.
All right, thank you. Will there be MailerLite integration?
Yes. So as of tomorrow, you will have MailerLite integration as well through Zapier.
Do we have access to sub-accounts we get with 245 option? What we actually answered this one, right?
Yeah.
All right. Question from Steven. Gridle looks very well thought and designed. 3 codes seem like a great fit for agencies. Is there any way to communicate with the client in real time from inside the app, like SMS or Skype? I think PitchGround and Gridle hit this one out of the park.
Thank you, whoever you are. Things like these make our day. And we will surpass your expectations even more with things that are coming out really soon. So SMS, Skype, and WhatsApp, this is something that we are currently internally considering. So we are currently, and so this goes back to the tool that was recommended to us by a couple of folks from the PitchGround community, which is called Go High Level, right? And so we are looking at that, and we are trying to scope it out as to how it could work. As I understand, so email we are definitely bringing in, but there's of course some real-time communication that is required. So we will be building it. What form will it take? I don't know, but it will be real-time, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it work in Spanish, or can I translate it? I need to sell sub-accounts, but in Spanish.
So we will be having multilingual support for the product. It works in Spain, that's for sure. You can use Spanish as a text, so it supports that text as well. The product itself is not in Spanish, and so I understand that you may not be able to sell sub accounts because your clients may need it in Spanish. But you'll be able to do that once we have the multilingual support. And if you so since this is on Facebook, so what I'll do is after the webinars, after that, I'll reach out to you, and if you can help us translate that in Spanish, if we can work an arrangement out where you can help. So the product, so let me clarify. So the product as of now already has built in the capability in the backend for handling different languages. The place where we are stuck right now, stuck may be a strong word, but the place where we are right now is that we don't have those translations, right? And so, and there are a lot of other features that are taking priority over this. So if you can help us with translation in Spanish, then we already have the backend capability of incorporating that translation, right? So that's where we are. So let me reach out to you over the Facebook comment, and then we can take it forward from there.
Amazing. I would like to have these problems. Can it handle up to 10 digits transactions?
Okay. firstly, congratulations to you because that's really cool. I mean, so what I would say is if there are payment gateways that support 10-digit transaction, so if PayPal, Stripe, InstaMojo, Razorpay, all of those, if they support 10-digit transaction, then we can handle 10-digit transactions as well.
All right. That's it from Facebook. What I see so far, I received a few more questions on Messenger. Does it integrate with Wave apps?
So I do not know what Wave apps is right now, but if it is there on Facebook, I'll look through that and I'll get back to you on that.
It's under watch party of one of our team members, Nikhil.
Yeah.
All right. So another question is, can you explain more white label with 10 sub accounts that have 5 users in each sub account? Do you think you could explain it a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's say that you have, some people or some companies or you are already well-versed and in touch with other agencies who may need a product like Gridle, right? And we'll be launching our affiliate program soon. But let's say you also want to sell it under your brand, right? Then you can buy the $245 plan. You can buy a domain under your name or your company's name from somewhere. You can buy the $245 plan. And you will, under this plan, you will be able to offer it to 10 companies which have 5 users in each of those companies, up to 5 users, I mean, right? So under your name, so all the email headers, all the places where Gridle appears, all the places where pivoting softwares appears, everything will then be replaced with your brand name, brand logo, or your company name, and you'll be able to offer it to 10 of your clients or your partners or whoever it could be under this plan, up to 5 users. So that's basically what this plan means.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Another question is, discount for additional sub accounts in the future after deal ends.
So this is unexplored territory for now, right? Because we, in the sense, the one that we have, the plan that we have with PitchGround that we are bringing, you'll be able to buy all those additional sub accounts as well. So the plan that you're seeing on PitchGround is the 72-hour bonus, right? So there are more plans that will come, which obviously are more expensive than what we have in the 72-hour bonus. But over there, we've clarified as to what happens and how does it work for additional sub accounts as well. But we additional sub accounts work essentially like an add-on on top of the sub accounts that you already have. Ultimately, anything that you purchase from us after PitchGround, I'm not sure about the percentage, and Yakub may be able to help me out if you know. I'll check and I'll respond back to you on the comment. But anything that you buy from Gridle in the future in any way, shape, or form, since you've bought your first purchase, since you've done your first purchase from PitchGround, it will be 20% off. Now that 20% is conservative. The number, whatever is either 20 or higher than 20. I do not remember it, and so I'm giving you the most conservative number that I know.
All right. Let me stop sharing my screen for a little while and check the questions again.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, that's a lot of questions, guys. Thanks a lot. You're amazing.
Awesome.
All right. If I buy this, do I have full access? No upsell? A question from Bruno.
So yeah, I mean, so you have a total access apart from the limit that we have on the users bit on different plans that is there. However, we will for sure not come back to you and say that, hey, okay, this feature was not available as a part of the lifetime deal or whatever the case is. So we will not be doing any. There's no upselling in any lifetime deal that you're doing, right? So
yes. 72 hour sale begins with the webinar. Yes.
Yes.
Plus minus 1 hour. I believe the page went live a little bit earlier. Okay, I can help with Portuguese translation, Bruno. Amazing.
Thank you, Bruno. I will reach out to you.
Stephen, has anyone mentioned WeCards yet? Not sure if it's a good fit, but lots of people in my community use them. Thanks.
Thank you for that question, Stephen. I do not understand, or I don't know what is WeCards. So since you're already there on Facebook, so I'll check out what is WeCards and I'll get back to you, because I am not able to get context of what it is.
Okay. Victor, can my developer or third party be able to create custom integration? Need to build custom payment gateway?
So as of now, no. But Victor will work with you. We've already been in touch, and you're already a part of the beloved community that we have on Gridle as well. So we'll work with you and we'll make sure that integration happens. But as of but independent of us, we do not have it right now.
Perfect. Bruno is asking, put the link here, I will buy this. Here's the link. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bruno. And I'll again reach out to you for some more details on that, for Portuguese translation as well.
Absolutely. All right. I don't see any other questions. So I will walk you through it once again. So guys, if you are interested in Gridle, it's a pitchground.com/products/Gridle. Just make sure you will check it. It's 72-hour deal. After this 72 hours expires, there will be some new plans available. Of course, a little bit more expensive. So if you are considering Gridle, 72-hour window is the best time when to buy it. Now, there are three plans. First one is for $49. Second is for $147, and the last one is for $245, which comes with white label. So literally no not a single person will know that you're using Gridle.One. It will be all in your branding. Is that right?
Yeah, there's no more white label possible, right? So that's the white label that we are offering, because and I understand. So to be honest, so we laugh and we joke, and that was an internal conversation that we were also having. But this ends up happening, right? There are a lot of people who buy lifetime deals with white label options, and then ultimately it's not genuinely white label, right? So I understand where the concern is coming from. There will be a small logo somewhere. There will be a small line somewhere. So I get where the concern is coming from. Not with us. So
you wiped out all the Gridle out of Gridle in this plan.
Yes. Yes.
All right, guys. So I think that's it for today. You've been amazing. Now the deal will be live, of course, for quite some time. You still have time. But if you want to get the best out of it, it's this 72 hours. Replay will be available on Facebook page right after we end. You're able to watch it, and it will be uploaded on YouTube as well really soon. So if you missed something, or if you needed to leave earlier, you can watch it in replay, no problem. So Yash, that's it.
That's it. Just one last thing that I want to share with everyone is that my phone's been going mad because there are people who are asking questions, and so just the last thing that I want to add is that I have not been able to respond to all of your questions, and I won't be for another 15-20 minutes. I just kind of have some water after speaking for about 2 hours, but then I'll get back to you. So if I've not been able to support you for the last 2 hours, it's because I was here. Just give me 15-20 minutes or 30 minutes more, and I'll reach out back to you and answer all the questions that you asked on the support chat that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. I said that's it, but it's really just starting right now. We'll be releasing a lot of new news about Gridle, and guys, trust me, there are a lot of things coming up in the upcoming days and weeks. So stay tuned, and of course, once you buy it, you will get access to all the future updates and pretty much everything which happens to Gridle in the future. you will get access to it, which is pretty amazing. So thanks a lot, Yash. Thanks a lot, everybody, for all the questions. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the record. We have record with a number of questions. So we got 73 questions, which is pretty impressive. No, actually more, but I have 73 questions in my presentation. But on Facebook there are more. So around 80 questions or 85. Guys, you're great. Thanks a lot for all of them. And once again, pitchground.com/products/griddle if you want to take a look. Link should be in the description of this live video as well. So thanks again for joining. Yash, thanks for amazing preparation as usual. And we'll be in touch in the upcoming days and weeks.
Thank you, Jakub, and thank you everyone for asking all of these questions. More importantly, for some of the things, some of the recommendations and ideas that you've given us. They've been eye-opening, and we'll be building more and more stuff coming your way really soon. And thank you, Jakub, for today.
Thanks a lot. All right, bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.